respect from Devin, you know, going up at 147. There's a lot of needle, I guess, between the pair of you. I guess from what you've seen in camp.
Hey, listen, an exciting Devin Haney. Let's sit it right there. I just told you is that if you don't want to fight, then you don't want to fight. There's no clauses, there's no catches, there's no nothing.
Yeah. He just capping for like social media. Like he not gonna be like realistic about the situation.
Bill Haney has sent a direct and unmistakable message to Shakur Stevenson after reports surfaced that a potential fight between Devin Haney and Shakur may finally be agreed upon. Rather than celebrating the possibility quietly, Bill chose to issue a public warning, making it clear that if the fight happens, it won't be a showcase, it will be a test. His tone suggests confidence, not just in Devin's abilities, but in their preparation and mindset heading into any mega showdown.
Shakur Stevenson.
I told y'all Dev will beat the shit out of Shakur Stevenson.
Yes, but did you talk to Turkey out of the sheet?
He gonna beat Rockstar Shakur?
Beat the shit out of Shakur.
Rockstar, he gonna beat the shit out of Rockstar Shakur Stevenson. Beat the shit.
Shakur's no different than everybody else. They're all really good. Devin is special. He has the style, he has the confidence, he has the ability to navigate his own career in a way that he's able to fight all of them, and he fares a great chance against all of them. That's something that's special. That's something that's rare.
Speaking with conviction, Bill emphasized that Shakur would be stepping into the ring with a fighter who brings elite-level speed, disciplined defense, and years of championship experience. According to him, there will be no shortcuts, no favorable conditions, and no room for error. He promised that under the bright lights and global attention, any weakness will be exposed. Bill's stance is simple: Devin Haney is not just another name on the resume. He is a complete fighter capable of punishing mistakes at the highest level.
Your thoughts on Shakur saying he not fighting Dev unless he got a rehydration clause?
Shakur, man, honestly, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I can pop it on channels and like that and do that, you know what I mean? And we can have fun with it. But, you know, over here on the Boxing Voice, right, I want to ask, in or around the division, every bad motherfucker around Devin has gotten an offer to fight, or they've been in the ring, or, I mean, who else has that happened with? All the fights that the people want to see Devin fight, the person that got either a contract or Devin that got in the ring with him. Can we say that about
the potential showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney has been brewing for years. Negotiations, call-outs, and subtle jabs have stretched back across multiple divisions and weight classes. Over time, what began as competitive respect slowly transformed into one of boxing's most anticipated super fights. Fans have watched both men rise through the ranks undefeated, sharpening their skills and building legacies that now appear destined to collide.
I think that, like, was that ever something that you wanted to consider though? Like, also, because I think people say this narrative was like, yo, if you know you could beat him, just fight him.
Yeah, but why would I fight this nigga for the least money that I could get when it's like, okay, cool, let's go through the WBC, because that's what I did, that they're trying to ignore. Right. They're going to ignore that whole part. I said, WBC, y'all do y'all job, enforce the fight, and we're going to do it that way. They gave him the deadline to figure out was he going to fight me or fight Regis. That man decided to move up. Yeah. But I really made the WBC do their job. That's what it really came down to. And whatever finish that they was going to offer, that's what it was going to be at the end of the day.
So if they would have came back and said 75-25, would you
I would have had no choice. I just tried to go around the bullshit that was presented, because that's bullshit. Like, I'm a 2-division world champ. I unified at 130 in one of the biggest fights at 130 pounds. Like, if we're gonna be real.
However, complications arise when discussing weight. Stevenson has previously stated that any fight at 147 pounds would require strict post-weigh-in limits. He believes structured weight management ensures fairness and competitive balance, particularly when facing naturally bigger opponents. For Shakur, protecting physical parity is part of strategic preparation.
Want me to come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration clauses. I don't even do that. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning on going there? So any of y'all, Y'all want to fight me at 147?
Yeah, rehydration.
10 pounds.
10-pound
That
rehydration.
mean-
like
that
the IBF rule, basically.
You got to understand, that means on fight night, when we get in the ring, they're going to be 157, maybe 158.
Max.
No bigger than 160 that night.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
So if we could get it like, all right, like the IBF
But-
rule, 10-pound rehydration.
Yes, but
Okay.
think about it. If there's no rehydration clause, these guys going to get it up to 170 pounds.
Yeah, 175.
I'm in the 140s on fight night.
Yeah.
So if I'm 140, they 170. Bro, I'm not, what am I in here wrestling around with these?
Right.
Bill Haney, on the other hand, has taken a firm and public stance against rehydration clauses. He has repeatedly made it clear that Devin will not accept restrictions that could limit his natural size or conditioning. This philosophical difference could become a major obstacle in negotiations if Stevenson insists on weight stipulations as part of the agreement.
The list, is that a fight you guys are seeking, or are you leaving it alone since he's saying that it would require Devin to get a rehydration clause? Is that something you're willing to get on the phone and discuss how many pounds exactly?
Well, when you're speaking about Debo, you might hear a whole lot of that's inconsistent with things that you say about normal fighters. When you talk about a generational talent like Dev, you would expect those that are elite to look to have, to be on a level playing field. What you weigh is what you weigh, and how you get down the next day is, it is what it's all about, and that's what that.
Bill doubled down on that position, stating he has no interest in catchweight compromises either. From his perspective, champions should compete at natural, fully prepared weights, not under artificially imposed limits. He believes Devin's size and strength are legitimate advantages earned through discipline and training, not loopholes to be restricted. If a fight is made, Bill wants it on equal terms without contractual handicaps.
Do a catch weight, which is what he wants to put on, not a catch weight, but a rehydration, which is what he said it would require in order for him to fight Devin.
No, what he said was that he doesn't do any negotiation. He has a management team that does it, and let's just stay and keep it right there. Everything that he's saying, he's not going to 100% stand on it, because he says he doesn't negotiate against himself and refers back to his team. So I can't take any of that serious, especially, like I said, given an opportunity that you understand that he says that based on Conor Ben doing something that he felt might be unfair and putting it on Chris Eubank is what he's saying that he might do.
Bruce Crington offered a contrasting analysis, predicting that Shakur Stevenson would outbox Devin Haney through superior control of distance, timing, and angles. According to Crington, Shakur's footwork and defensive awareness would neutralize Haney's jab, turning the bout into a tactical chess match. In his view, Stevenson thrives in controlled exchanges where precision matters more than volume.
Who would you favor at 147 between him and Devin, Shakur?
That's a tough fight. I like both of those styles together, but I do think that Shakur is just more defensively sound and aware. It's possible that Shakur may win that fight. I feel like he's a problem for a lot of guys because of his style. But Devin and both of those styles together, that's a great matchup. And I don't know, that's actually a really good fight.
Many analysts echo the belief that Shakur has all the tools to become boxing's next global star. His technical mastery, defensive instincts, and ring IQ stand out in an era where fans are increasingly appreciating refined skill over raw power. Stevenson represents a modern archetype, a thinking fighter who wins through calculation rather than chaos.
Devin Haney, Conor Ben, there's a lot of fights that Shakur can be involved in and beat all these dudes, man. Beat all of them. Has a chance of beating all of them, right? And solidifying, his mark in the sport. being, the great of his generation. When Crawford left, I told y'all that, Shakur was the next guy on the throne. And I truly wholeheartedly still believe that. I know there's guys that has worked with Shakur in the past that swear up and down. Oh, I even forgot Murataya. Murataya's there too. Guys like Andy Cruz. I mean, there's a lot of talented guys that people respect that Shakur has the ability to freaking challenge.
His disciplined approach and undefeated record further strengthen that perception. Observers note that Shakur rarely fights emotionally. Instead, he methodically dissects opponents, adjusts mid-fight, and maintains composure even under pressure. That consistency has positioned him as a potential defining figure in boxing's next chapter.
Him fighting all those guys and putting that on his resume, man. We talking about legendary status. We talking about Mount Rushmore type of stuff, because all these guys are the elite guys of this generation and people respect them. And if Shakur was to beat them, he's going to definitely make his mark heavy in the sport and become extremely popular, even more popular than what Terrence Crawford is right now. And I feel like Shakur can be that face of American boxing that, we've always had. We have Floyd Mayweather. I think he can be as popular as Floyd Mayweather, if not more popular than Floyd Mayweather. So I don't know, man, guys, tell me what you think. Am I tripping? But there's a lot of potential matchup for Shakur that can really grow his star.
Still, a clash between Stevenson and Haney would transcend individual praise. It would represent a true mega fight, two undefeated, technically brilliant fighters meeting at their peak. Such a matchup would showcase elite strategy, defensive awareness, and mental sharpness. Beyond entertainment, it would likely define a new era in the sport.
Confirms what I've been saying. 3-division world champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and reigning WBO welterweight world champion, first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, superstar boxer, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, Devin "The Dream" Haney, 33 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. He calls out another first ballot Hall of Famer of his era. Ironically enough, Devin Haney is 27, and the person he calls out is 28 years old, who's another first ballot Hall of Famer, Olympic silver medalist, 4-division world champion, former unified super featherweight, who simultaneously up until yesterday held the WBC 135-pound title and the WBO 140-pound junior welterweight title. At the same time, superstar boxer, 4-division champion, who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Shakur Stevenson, who is 25 wins, no losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. So Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, as I said, and Devin Haney confirmed it, as you see there, this is the next super fight in the sport of boxing.
Meanwhile, Devin Haney has firmly established himself as one of boxing's most technically polished champions. His lightning reflexes, precise jab, and measured approach allow him to dictate pace and control distance. Observers consistently praise his composure and adaptability. Analysts like Bernie argue that Haney's blend of speed, discipline, and ring intelligence makes him a legitimate threat to anyone, including Stevenson. When comparing the two, the stakes rise dramatically. This would not merely be a battle of talent, but a moment capable of shaping both legacies. According to Bernie, fans would witness high-level strategy, resilience, and elite technical execution over 12 intense rounds.
Because now Shakur is a 4-weight world champion. Devin is a 3-weight world champion. Devin was undisputed, but now Shakur is a 2-time lineal champion. So he's a 2-time Ring Magazine winner. 2-time unified champion. If you want to add the ring, as far as with the WBO, he was unified at 130. So he's a 2-time unified champion, 2-time lineal champion. Beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who rises to the occasion. Had a close fight with George Kambosos. You can make a claim that he was fighting out of frustration or out of emotion, and that was it. He was in his prime too, Josh Taylor seemed to be drained at 140. Not taking away from Devin, but he was already moving up to 47, they were saying. Lomachenko was a little older and smaller. So, they about even.
Greg Hackett adds fuel to the debate by claiming that Shakur may be hesitant because Devin mirrors many of his strengths. Hackett argues that Haney's speed, defense, and ring IQ cancel out Stevenson's usual stylistic advantages. He suggests that Shakur typically thrives against opponents who are either slower or overly aggressive fighters he can outmaneuver and outthink. Against Devin, however, there would be no easy openings, no clear edge. The fight, he says, becomes far riskier than fans realize.
Right. He knows Dev has something for him. But he got something for Dev. It's a great fight. He know he could possibly lose to Dev. There's things that Dev understand about boxing that Shakur understand, and he wouldn't be able to just take full advantage of Devin Haney. You know what I mean? They both got an education. That's what I'm saying. This comes down to education. That's why Floyd and them used to yell, skills pay the bills. Skills pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? You got to really be in the gym working on your skills package. A lot of these dudes ain't working like they think they working. You know what I'm saying? They in the gym, they sweating. You know what I mean? They working hard, but the information that's being transferred to them is bullshit information, and it's showing in the fights. But who am I?
Arms, you think of the five-piece. Why everybody want to see Shakur and Devin when Keyshawn called him out?
All of those is great fights.
Others strongly disagree with the idea that Stevenson is avoiding the fight. They argue that he is strategically pursuing career-defining matchups that maximize long-term legacy. Reports of potential talks with Conor Benn reinforce the idea that Shakur seeks high-profile, meaningful challenges rather than convenience. Supporters believe he is carefully building a resume designed for historical significance, not just short-term hype. Critics, however, question whether prolonged negotiations risk delaying a fight fans desperately want.
Let's talk about this Shakur and the Conor Benn thing. Shakur's been getting a lot of flack because fans feel like that Shakur is ducking Devin Haney. How do I feel about Shakur ducking Devin Haney? I don't think it's true. I don't think it's a thing. Shakur said he's going to go up, put a rehydration clause on the man to fight him. Is Devin Haney going to take a rehydration clause to fight? If not, I don't think so. So why are we even having the debate about him fighting Devin? It's not like he's fighting a champion to get a random accolade like a belt or something, you know? So it's really irrelevant to even bring up why Shakur is not fighting Devin. He's fighting Conor Benn because he feels like he needs to fight Conor Benn because he disrespected him or whatever the case may be. It's really nothing to it. Fans are trying to put Devin and Shakur against each other. I would love to see the fight, but it's whatever.
Stevenson himself has addressed critics who question whether he is too small to compete effectively at 147 pounds against fighters like Haney or Benn. He has responded confidently, insisting that skill, speed, and intelligence outweigh physical dimensions. According to Shakur, boxing is about angles, anticipation, and execution, not height alone. His mindset reflects belief in preparation and adaptability. He has made it clear that he intends to prove doubters wrong and solidify his place among boxing's elite.
Big fights. I like big fights. I like big money fights. I like proving that I'm the best, and I like doing things that people say I can't do. There's a lot of people that will say that I'm too little for Conor Benn, and I can't do it. So it makes for a tremendous fight. It's gonna be a good beef. I like the beef. I like the story behind it. And it's a tremendous fight.
Just wanted to follow up on the Conor Benn conversation. I saw him after the fight, and I just asked him, I said, hey, would you agree to that rehydration clause? And he said, F no. So my question for you is, how does that fight get made then?
If he's not going to agree, then we probably don't fight. So he just wasted time. We'll see, but I'm a businessman at the end of the day. And like I said, he did a rehydration clause with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank was in the ring half. Why can't he do?
Adding another layer to the division's drama, Keshin Davis has publicly called out Devin Haney following an impressive victory. Davis, known for sharp combinations and relentless pressure, declared himself ready to challenge one of the sport's biggest names. By stepping forward boldly, he positioned himself as a fearless contender willing to chase defining opportunities. Analysts believe his aggressive style could create intriguing dynamics against Haney's technical precision.
Already a bright enough star that he'd be willing to take, because, you know, as a businessman, risk reward,
You think you bring enough to the table that he'd want to take the fight? He would take the fight?
Hopefully, bro. I hope he would take the fight. In terms of answering your question, a bright enough star, he's already entertaining me on Twitter and social media and stuff like that. So I guess he sees some money potential in this fight right here. But what I would like to do is I would like to become champion, because that just speaks for itself. Once I come to champion with the table, you can't play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know me. People know me. I can go to the UK and sell. Like, I can go anywhere and sell. My first main event, I sold 10,000 tickets. I sell, period. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's entertaining me, because I am a star. But when I come with that world title, whether I beat Dalton Smith or I go move up a weight and beat Lewis Crocker, once I come with them world titles, it's just a different.
Devin Haney has responded by expressing willingness to fight Keshin Davis without special conditions. Bill Haney reinforced that Devin prefers to compete at a natural weight, free from restrictive clauses. This straightforward stance contrasts with Stevenson's reported preference for structured weight management. Meanwhile, Davis has admitted lingering frustration from early interactions when he felt underestimated by Haney. Despite past tension, all parties now appear focused on opportunity, growth, and legacy. The evolving dynamic highlights that boxing is shaped not only by skill, but also by strategy, pride, and calculated decisions.
On the businessman Davis, as I said yesterday, he fights and beats Keyshawn, then guess what? It makes the fight with Shakur and Devin that much bigger, right? Because it's a redemption, it's a storyline, so on and so forth. Devin has history, sparring session. We know the history, right? So Devin Haney wants that fight, as we know. This is not a surprise. This is what Devin Haney does. No stipulations. As father trainer and manager Bill Haney stated yesterday on the Boxing Voice, he stated, why we have to have stipulations, roadblocks. We ain't trying to do that. Devin moved up, so he don't have to drain himself. Why would he have to drain himself? Right? Nonetheless, Shakur wants a 10-pound rehydration clause. Keyshawn, the businessman Davis, as you're going to see right here, he explains why he don't like Devin Haney. Because, and people are asking me and sending me, this is an old clip that Keyshawn did with Wallow and Gilly, and people are asking me my thoughts as resurfaced because obviously the Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis, a saga has started.
As anticipation builds, one question dominates the conversation. Can Shakur Stevenson outbox Devin Haney at the highest level, or will Haney's precision, experience, and strategic discipline prevail? The answer may define the future of the division and perhaps an entire era of boxing.